Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we have my Revell Level 4 1225 scale Battle of Trafalgar set featuring Nelson's flagship, the HMS Victory. This is a 269 part kit and is roughly 40 centimetres in length and 33 centimetres tall. Now this I actually picked up from Lidl yesterday, or was it the day before? I can't remember. For $19.99, as if you're lucky, they have a bit of an model bonanza going on at the moment, where you can pick up a whole bunch of Airfix and Revell kits. Some of them are these sort of quick build ones, which are kind of like Lego. And you can pick up some regular 172s like this Folland Nat, and a few other bits and bobs as well. So I went down and picked up a load. There's a haul video out at the moment for what I actually picked up, and I'm just going to basically run you through this kit, what's in the box style. So we're going to have a look at the instruction book, which will hopefully give us a bit of information on the ship itself, and we're just going to have a quick play through the instructions. So let's get on to this. So as we can see, we have a nice picture of the ship here, all painted up with its rigging and sails and in place. So this was actually HMS Victory, is a registered trademark and is used under license by Revell GmbH. There isn't any particularly historical sort of information given to us, which is kind of a bit of a shame, but let's just skip through and we'll get on to the instructions. So as you can see, section 1 here, we're going to be putting this lower deck and this upper deck together with some ladders. There are multiple cannons to go on here, as we see here, 30 times cannon, which you put all in place. These cannon mounts are all fixed. And as you can see in section 2, we move on to putting some guns in the lower deck positions. This doesn't come with a full array of guns out, it's just the top deck and a selection of ones from the bottom 2 decks, which seems a little bit odd, but you know, you think they'd have all the guns out. Section 3, we have a stand to build with the nameplate HMS Victory, and as you can see, it's inviting us to affix our hull to the stand. And in section 2, we're going to put the 2 pieces of the hull with the decks ready built. Section 4, we're going to put some of these gun ports, open gun ports on. I'm guessing if you wanted to, you could have this just in sail and you can have the gun ports closed and the cannons in. I suppose that's an option that you do actually have if you do so wish. Section 5, we're going to put the I've forgotten what this is called, the figurehead at the front. As you can see, we've got a crest to attach, and we have various other little gun port parts and some cannons to put on the top as well. Section 7, we're going to be putting more detail on the front of the ship, and then we're going to put the mast. Is it the mast? The thing at the front anyway that kind of looks a bit like a mast. We're going to stick that on as well. Section 9, we're going to put the wheel, and we've got a couple of hatch covers to put on. Section 10, we're putting, I think this is called the poop deck. This is the rear deck that goes at the back here, which probably would have contained Nelson's cabin or some of the officers' quarters. Section 11, we're going to be putting a variety of small parts, including this sort of window sort of section on. A few more small parts to go in on section 12. Quite good instructions, it's all quite easily laid out. Section 13, we've got some lamps to go on the back. Section 14, we're going to put a one of the ship's boats together and put that on here on the derricks of those. Number 15, we've got the flag staff to put on. We've got some more steps, and we're going to do this sort of part here, which is, I think that's normally glazed or open. Number 16, we've got more ship's boats to assemble. Section 17, we've got the anchors to go on the front here. Section 13, we've got some bits of railing to go on the outer part here so the guys can get up the rigging. 20 and 21, we're going to be looking at masts and rigging. Again in 20 and 22 and 23. And more masts and rigging in 24 and 25. And then hopefully we're going to look something like that, or like that when we get all our masts up. So obviously you get a twine with this, which I'll show you in a bit, so you can actually put the ropes on, and then you can attach your vacuum form sails. Well, I'm guessing you could actually leave them up if you wanted to. I'm kind of guessing if you felt really talented, you could probably make them yourself out of cloth or something. And then we have a painting diagram as well. So this particular kit is kind of a bit vintage. It's got a nice box. I mean, as you can see, the box is massive. Quite exactly why we need such a huge box, I'm not exactly certain. It seems to me that we could have got away with something almost half the size. I mean, that's all the parts there. So quite why they need such a big box. It's kind of actually, I suppose, a statement more than anything else. This is kind of a big kit, so let's throw it in a big box because, you know, why the hell not? Like I said, it's a bit vintage. The tool was actually produced originally in 1958. So that makes the tooling of this 66 years old or thereabouts. But it still looks quite nice, and it's quite well defined for detail. I'll show you the parts in a second. Obviously it's gone through a raft of reboxings. This particular kit was 2016. I'm not going to go through all the reboxings with you because it would take me under about 10 minutes. So to have a quick look at the parts, here we have the hull. And as you can see, it's got some nice detail. You can see all the ribbing of the actual planks put together. It's got some quite nice detail on the bottom. You can see this front part here has got some nice detail on it. So it's still a good looking kit, to be quite honest with you. You can see all the Admiral and Captain's quarters here. We've got the rudder. There doesn't really seem to be any flash on it or anything like that. So, you know, we can't really moan about it that much, I suppose. I mean, I suppose if you could get hold of a modern iteration of this, it would probably be kind of better. Probably give you the option to have all the guns out as well, I would have thought. So that's the other side. Some sort of steps going on up here as well. And like I say, I'm quite happy with this. I mean, my plan for this, obviously, would probably to do this on Trafalgar Day, which is October the 21st. Obviously, we've missed that this year, and we've got so many kits that we'll do it on Trafalgar Day, maybe next year, or the following year, or 2027, or 2030, or something like that. So let's have a look at the other parts. This particular section is the lower deck. As you can see, we've got all the pre-affixed gun mountings there. We can see steps going down. We've got steps going up. Good detail on the planks. Quite a bit of paint to go on this, obviously. And there's a really nasty bit of flash on one of the ship's boats, but that doesn't look too hard to deal with. This is the stand that comes with it, HMS Victory. We've got some ship's wheels here, which they're going to need a bit of attention, and they look a bit flashy. What else have we got? More ship's boats. That's the deck, as we said. We've got some hatches. Got some ladders. I think they're going to be parts of the actual anchor. There again, yeah, they're actually seeing some of these small parts. There is quite a bit of attention that's going to have to be done to this to actually get it a ship shape and Bristol fashion, so to speak. This next sprue, this is going to be the upper deck, and we've got a load of ropes all coiled up on the deck. Good variation of the planking detail. Some supports here, and this obviously is sort of a viewing thing down to the lower deck, so you can kind of see what's going on down there. I've got a bunch of masts. They're all looking reasonably flash free. Well, you can see some here. I've obviously been painting in the garage today. That's the coat of arms. Again, some flash on there, going to need a bit of attention. You know, I'm thinking if, you know, a little kid got hold of this for Christmas or something, I don't think there'd be any flash coming off. Here we have, these are like crow's nests, I think. These parts are obviously going down the side down here. There's for lowering the ship's boats. We've got about 30 odd cannon that we've got to paint up. There's our gun ports. There's the rest of our anchor. couple more ladders. Underside of the crow's nests are all quite well detailed. Again, there's some flash on these as well. Nearly lost the cannon. We have some pre-built cannons for the top deck on this sprue. More masts. And that's the rear of the ship with all the glazing features. That's going to be quite interesting to try and paint up, I would have thought. With all these little windows in it. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a nightmare. And that's probably going to be the poop deck. And kind of, as you can see, somebody told me about this before. It's actually got Revell Incorporated 1959 printed on it. So, really, you know, I mean, what's the point in that? I'll have to sand that off, obviously. So we got more rigging, more masts and what have you there. The sails come in two vacuum form, excuse me, two vacuum form sheets. So these obviously need cutting out. They kind of look all right, to be honest with you. They've got you know, sort of rough sort of texture to them, so they probably look pretty much like sails. Obviously, I suppose if you wanted to, you could make some out of canvas or cloth or something yourself. So that's the other one. And then we get a bunch of rigging as well. Doesn't really seem to be any flash on the rigging. So obviously this is a set that comes with glues and what have you as well. So we get a bag of paints. We get a Revell No. 2 brush, which is quite big. I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to tackle some of these finer features with a brush that big. We get a Revell contact glue. And we get 6 paints. I'm not overly convinced by this yellow. It seems very bright. And the colour on here, it is obviously a yellow, but I think it's going to need to be dulled down a little bit. We got this colour for the bottom. And we got a variety of other colours. I'm kind of guessing that's going to be for the sails, maybe. Got some black, some sort of goldy shades as well. This also comes with a little bit of string. I'm not quite sure what that's for. It's probably for the anchors. And we also get 2 little rolls of twine for all the bits of rope that we're going to have to put on this. It looks a bit of a nightmare. And we also get a set of, these are paper cut out flags. So we get a couple of Royal Navy jacks, a Union Jack, and we get the famous signal, which is printed out for us. England expects that every man will do his duty. So there we go. So thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. We've got a whole raft of videos on at the moment and going up, which include Mikey's Maddle Barn. We've got a charity shop haul to come up. We've got a couple of postage hauls. We've got a whole load of build videos. We're building a Panzer III at the moment. And hopefully we're going to be finishing off some of the other kits probably next weekend that we've actually started building. So plenty going on the channel, probably looking around about 300 videos if you haven't tuned in before. So there's plenty of things to have a look at. So thanks again for watching and be seeing you.